Drive on Lugnutz.
Nothing left to do but to crank over those engines, gearheads, because 'tis none other than us, the Lugnutz podcast.
Welcome, gang. Recorded October 2024. We're coming down on it. Lincoln does stuff on a Honda. Okay. Hail Hydra. Bentley, and a little bit more on this week's Lugnutz. Thank you for joining us.
I mean, as a side note, not to break up the intro, but I am working on getting a little, at least, balloon air guitar. We're all evolving. We're all evolving. Just like we want you to
Enjoy the show.
and to
Drive on Lugnutz.
right on over here, our Facebook pages, facebook.com/Lugnutz podcast, spelt with a Z, because we're edgy. And that's where you're going to find all of our luggy and nutty polished content. A lot like the polished content that is this first story.
Here we have the Lincoln Nautilus, which is going to be banned in the United States and Canada. U.S. Commerce Department is aiming to eliminate Chinese software and hardware to avoid problems on American and possibly Canadian roads. So they're going to start by banning the Lincoln Nautilus. They're going to ban all the vehicles on the U.S. that are a problem because of Chinese and possibly Russian problems. They don't want them taking over our cars and driving and killing all of our people.
There was that that recall with Dodge back in the day, to where they had they sent them customers a USB stick that they just had to plug in their car,
plug it into the car,
so people couldn't take control of their vehicles, and people would come to the dealership and have us plug that in their car and let it run, and we would charge them. All you had to do is just plug it in. Like, I'd rather have you do it. Okay.
What?
Yeah, that was it. Like, you just plug the USB in, you leave the vehicle sit and run, and you're like, that technology stuff is
and you
outside.
play your little shop game on your phone while it.
Yeah, no, you're just like, babe, what's going on? I'm doing another recall, just checking in. Whatever you want. I mean, play cards, build a house of cards. What do you want to do? Go ahead. It's uploading. Make more money on the side.
Well, back to the Lincoln. Well, you won't be driving it anywhere because there's Chinese whatever in there. It's all made in the Chad Lincoln Ford Hazu assembly plant and imported into the U.S.
Yeah,
Canadian
no, that sounds shady as fuck.
Are also, I just didn't say it correctly. Canadian officials are also banning the similar products, says their prime minister.
Well, it looked like something like Hazukuo or something like that, but it sounded
It's not American.
Asian, and it's not a place here.
Why, if it was like in West Virginia, I can say West Virginia.
Like, oh, it was
I
Greenfield,
can't say-
West Virginia. Like, oh,
I
know
don't
what it
watch
is.
a lot of anime. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, no, it was Asian, and that's not like, we don't normally name our towns and places like that.
So if you do have a Lincoln Nautilus, take it on over to Lincoln before it's banned by the U.S. State Department because of Chinese and Russian interference in your driving.
Or risk it. I mean, maybe you like to live on the edge.
I don't think you do.
I hope not.
But let's go. Let's see what Chrysler's doing. Chrysler has got a new commercial van under its subsidiary Bright Drop, which is they specialize in electric vehicles. Clearly, this is their new. Looks like a UPS truck.
Yeah.
A modern version of the old box truck. Commercial vehicle, the Zevo 600 vehicle can hold 2,500 pounds of cargo and travel 271 miles on a single charge. I assume that's like fully loaded with an average box load.
I mean, if you're bragging about it, I hope.
Not
it kind of
empty.
looks like a Dodge. You know what I mean? Like they all those utility vans look similar. But
it all kind of looks,
especially
it looks
now.
like a box
yeah,
with wheels.
yeah. It's that's.
But
that's,
if you need a box truck,
we're going into the land of boxes with vehicles and buildings. It's all getting modern and boxy again, just like cars and buildings.
So when you're there in Los Angeles with your box truck, you're waiting for your power to go back on so you can have your turn to charge your electric vehicle.
Because that's California right there.
You know,
It's not our Skyline.
I know that Skyline. I've played way too much Grand Theft Auto not to know.
And it's not our Skyline. I saw the Philly Skyline.
It's not
today.
Philly, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume
And
for the
we don't-
sake of this.
We don't have the physical charging stations.
No.
We
Where
could
else-
probably. I mean,
yeah, where
if
else would it
enough
be?
people were interested,
Yeah.
we're in the Northeast. We could probably pump out that energy.
And
But
if you're in the Northeast, it's let's face it, it's November.
Yeah.
It's gonna get cold, and you better love that charging station. You're gonna be there a while.
like, I mean, with the EVs, especially with deliveries, I really want to see what they do in the really cold climates, because you're not
Well,
gonna get 271 miles in a cold climate, like
dead
in
di-
Detroit.
let me tell you, dead dinosaurs are the only way to propel your vehicle nowadays.
At least for now, unless you can do it with water, air, or any other way of science that the CIA will kill you for.
Propelling the vehicle is only one aspect of the car. This next story highlights another. Honda has a nice little recall. They have a steering malfunction that could lead to a serious crash.
Yeah,
Don't worry, it's probably not yours unless it's every model of Honda there is.
Okay, man. So what's wrong?
1.7
Well, I tried to
million
steer the
vehicles.
car over this way, and it didn't. It went straight. Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, they have a problem in Civics, CRVs, HRVs from 2022 to 2025.
You think they sold many?
1.7 million.
Okay,
Probably a bit more than that. In fact,
Yeah.
it was just a couple podcasts ago. We were still talking about Takata, and that was a really long time ago.
Oh man, yeah. They systematically go through, and they're like, all right, we really know these are affected. Let's contact these people. These guys, maybe.
Yeah, I know why you bought.
Maybe and maybe.
Yeah, I know why you
For
bought a
years.
Honda.
So you don't get sued.
Can you imagine you're that person? It's a brand new 2025 Honda Civic, and I got to take it right back because it doesn't steer.
Like,
Man, I thought this was reliable.
This is gonna be a great ride. Why are you doing this? Because I'm checking. The steering isn't working.
We're gonna die. Or you can just take it to the dealership and they do whatever it is they do, and recalls happen and things are better.
At least if you're going to the dealership and the steering cuts out, if you drive through, but like one of those action scenes in a movie, like, what happened? Why'd you do that? I couldn't steer. Like, well, that makes sense. Okay, right back
So the
there.
brake pedals didn't work?
He was spiteful.
Shouldn't be spiteful for this next story, because we're here to hail Hydra. Hydrogen is back. We've heard about this not that long ago. Toyota is working on the hydrogen canister. It looks like a battery to me.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. They've been here for years.
They've been working on it for years. They've been working on it a long time. This is small enough to be carried by a person in a backpack. So I imagine
How small is that guy in the backpack?
it can be put.
Oh, in a
back.
back. Okay, all right. About to say a person
carry
in a
your
backpack, like,
hydrogen
hey,
around.
hydrogen. Here you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Plug it in there.
Toyota cultivated the development of the FCEV used to reduce the size and weight of hydrogen tanks. Because of the hydrogen and the pressure and the explosions, they got to be like
Yeah.
special. That's why you're not allowed to take the propane tank into the grocery store, because it's basically a grenade.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have a pin, but like if you drop it the wrong way, you're going to kill everyone in the store. So that's why the fire marshal says keep it outside. Keep the grenades outside.
God, all the dangerous shit I've done in my life. Yeah, don't don't play with that. There's
In fact-
rules for a reason.
Well, in fact, these cylinders you will be able to carry in your home and in your car.
Strap it to your dog. We don't care.
You'll be able to fill both. Let me clarify. You'll be able to fill both up. They're making a home version, so you can
Okay.
Can you imagine how many you'd have to fill your house?
Oh my God. All right, so we have a truckload of hydrogen fuel cells coming tomorrow. Make sure you load them in immediately.
How many it would take to fill a car? You think your car takes
Depends on how. I mean,
gallon?
With what we're seeing, I imagine that's like a lot. You know, you'd have to pack them in there like 80s. You know, portable devices to where you had like 7D batteries, 8D batteries in one device, and you're like, yeah, but it's awesome.
So the Mir, which is a hydrogen car that they produced, had a pressure of 700 bars in 2 lightweight tanks. They're working on a house. They say here, we have been working on their design in-house since 2000 for structural strength and safety, to make sure everything's strong and safe.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you don't want
especially
that blowing up.
Yeah. These things blowing up everywhere, boy, you'd be out of business. There'd be no more Toyotas.
Remember when they had that recall for like fucking dishwashers with Samsung? And
remember when
they're blowing up.
Yeah, and the phones were blowing up too.
Blowing up.
Everything was exploding.
And that was electric, people. Electric. Everybody's like, oh no, hydrogen. Do you know how many things blow up?
Everything
that you aren't told about? That they're just like, hey, there's a recall on this. Don't sell it. Why? It may kill people.
Yeah, everything's combustible. Saw this movie about this guy turned himself into fire.
Wow.
He could fly around.
It's amazing.
Not like this next story. It's electric. Yep, everything's electric nowadays. You know, when you think of the song, It's Electric, they were talking about the future.
They were boogie-woogieing back then.
Yeah. Well, this is Stellantis invested $75 million into a battery startup and is now partnering with Fractional. Okay. To incorporate solid-state batteries into the next Dodge Daytona.
People are going to love that.
That's going to be, that sounds really awesome, especially for batteries.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for EVs, that's big for, Dodge Daytona.
When you got your Dodge with your fake engine sounds and your fake shifting, you act like the Fast and Furious with 27 shifts.
Oh, my God.
Shift.
Wouldn't that be great?
I'm just shifting.
Wouldn't that be great if there was just like even just one? They made one, the Fast and Furious edition. There's like a whole bunch of engine sounds. There's a fucking shifter with like it's almost like a.
And if you don't,
it's almost like a 16-wheeler truck to where you have like the dual gearbox.
You look down like it has like 27 of those things. And if you don't shift, it sounds like the engine's going to explode. Should it do that? I could turn that off.
They made this very realistic.
I thought it was electric. It is. It has all the sounds, too.
Oh, no. Just hit that EV mode button, and it starts driving normally, like quietly.
Could we not do whatever that was?
Just give it the normal person mode button, like, boop. Oh, this is so much better. Why do I have this shit? Why did I buy this car?
Expect the technology into action 2026.
God, that would be. I'd love it if there was a Lugnutz edition and there was like 37.
Yeah, not like 6. There'd have to be like 12. You have to fit like 12 in there.
You only really need 2, and you only really need 2 that work, like park and drive.
Yeah, just the
reverse.
first one.
The
and
3.
That's
3.
all you
Park,
need.
drive, reverse, and then just everything else is just fun. Like, and they just affect how the sound comes out. Like, no, I got to go to 4th gear here.
Going into 19.
Yeah.
18. Back down. Are you a... You got a tractor trailer transmission in this thing.
All right,
What are you doing?
This trim model may be for your inner 5-year-old, but man, would you love it. There's only one seat because nobody else will drive in that car with you.
Well, I remember Stellantis, back to Dodge. There, with a solid-state battery, could significantly increase performance, range, and speed of the future.
Okay. Not now, though.
No, in the future. No. Fractional claims that solid-state technology is 33% smaller than the traditional lithium-ion battery.
Here's the thing I've noticed about at least solid state with my my hard drives. You know what the bad part about it?
One day it's just dead.
It's gone.
That's it.
Everything you ever stored on there. Guess what? All your memories,
Fortunately,
like Alzheimer's,
your
disappeared.
your car will just not go, and you'll
Yeah.
have a $20,000 bill
Yeah.
for a brand new solid-state battery.
It was just working yesterday. I know, right?
That's got to be like your engine going. It's done. The battery's gone. There's nothing I can do with it. I don't care if it's a Daytona. It's a $100,000 battery.
It's like asking a guy who has the heart of a pea to run a marathon.
It's
It's gonna
be
burst.
like it's gonna be like if you ever had a garage door opener break on you.
Yeah,
Actually, I just need this tiny part here.
yeah.
How much does it cost?
We don't
10
sell just
times
that.
the amount of the garage door.
Yeah, we don't sell just that
Buy a
part.
new one.
And then you have
Just
to get
buy a
all
new
this.
one.
Yeah, just buy a new one, dude.
How is this one part more expensive than the whole?
Because salvage is a very lucrative thing for them then. But, that's electric for you. Boogie woogie.
Normal EVs on the road have 80 kilowatt hour battery pack that weighs 1,000 pounds. Theirs weighs 333 pounds. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll save some
saving weight is always important with cars.
Yeah, lighter, faster, quicker to charge. They sound fantastic and can charge up in about 10 to 15 minutes to fully charged.
Yeah, I mean, cars
Convenient.
are very much like fighters in the fact that if you could save weight,
It's a way to go. Yeah.
let's go.
Save some weight. Requires higher quality of metal, pure lithium metal. So they're going to be very expensive because that lithium is harder to find, harder to refine. And it's real easy to see a metal shortage when you're looking for that specific type of metal. So
I want to say I saw an article that said, like, oh, my God, we just found lithium in Texas. I'm like, oh, well, you guys are getting all
Oh,
that.
yeah. Thanks for narrowing it down. That's not a very large state.
It was towards, like, the
Found it in the
eastern
northern
side.
hemisphere somewhere. Really?
Well, it's toward the eastern side because some of it spilled over in the other states. There was a red area. They were, like, right here. And it was, like, right in Texas. And I was like, oh, so you could be mining right there, huh?
Heart of freedom. But the fortunate thing is lithium-ion batteries, these lithium solid-state batteries, lithium-ion batteries can be partially recycled. Solid-state batteries don't have any recycling solution at the moment. They're just sort of landfill.
They're there. They serve their use. That's it.
But get yours 2026 if you have to save. I wonder how long it will take in the cold for them to charge. Because we had news stories that I saw when it was. I've been here 4 hours to charge.
Yeah.
I
used to be on
pulled the lever and stuck it in the end. And I'm
with
gone.
the fossil fuel engines, I only used to be able to say that when a person from Jersey came to Pennsylvania, and they were like, "I've been waiting there 4 hours." Like, why? You didn't come inside?
After like 5 minutes, my temper would have got.
I'm asking questions. Like, hey,
And like,
you guys got to pump my gas?
number one, why don't they just ready? Everybody else is getting out of it.
It's a silly rule too. I also try to avoid getting gas in Jersey.
You know what?
He's doing what I'm going to
Eventually,
do.
Toyota is working on that water-powered engine. Eventually, you're just gonna
Go to a hose. That's where That's where the 90s kids will really love, like, hang on, you just go to the water hose? Yeah, just go to the water hose. Okay. Blub, 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 blub,
Then
blub,
you
blub,
get Mr. Fusion.
Some
Just
for
throw
the
it in.
car, some for me.
Then you just get Mr. Fusion. And anything for anything.
I saw scientists working on that breaking that down. Like, everybody was just watching all these sci-fi movies, just seeing, oh, we can do that. I'm doing that.
Yes. But what you might want to do is with this next story, Bentley.
Oh,
This is it.
that all right.
Bentley now has a new fragrance.
Does it make me?
You know, I thought with me, was that not being able to smell having this story?
Oh, it's very ironic.
Kind of ironic.
But do they say, I'm not going to ask you, it's because even if they gave you a bottle, you would still not
Didn't
be able
smell
to tell
like
me.
anything to me.
But do they say, does it make you smell like a Bentley?
A spicy floral scent with a sleek bottle design reflecting Bentley's sophistication and an embrace in modernity.
So it smells like flowers.
I guess.
Okay.
And it's supposed to evoke the spirit of fearless exploration. The fragrance beckons to be bold.
How many Bentleys do you see out there exploring?
It encourages you to seize his life every moment and take steps towards embracing your true essence.
You know, I saw a guy driving a Bentley yesterday. It looks like he died 5 days ago and nobody told him. And the car's just going about its normal
Those are the people that can afford it.
like,
and athletes, because they...
and this is how they don't know. This is how people don't know you're dead. Is now, oh, he smelled like flowers. What are you talking about? I didn't smell any decay.
inspired by the beauty and magic of nature.
Yeah, because things die and then are reborn in nature. See, it's a full cycle. When you talk about nature, you can go fucking dark there. You know what I'm saying?
I sought to create a scent, awakens the sense and evokes the feeling of being truly alive and powerful.
I feel like you're also going to tell me it's going to control my brain.
They'd love to, let me tell you, that is like, no, I said I didn't write the person's name down, but I guess that's the person that created the scent. I just imagine they're all very intense people. No, this is smell. We must. I'm like,
Tell me what
kind
you
of all
smell.
smells the same.
It smells like flowers. Get him out of here. Get him out.
We drove through Lancaster. I smelled nothing.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did.
Maybe vaguely. I'm like, nope. You know, they say having a sense of smell is...
In certain situations, it's important. Overall,
that's why you have those little things on the ceiling with the beeps and the lights.
I mean, it's not like my nose is overall more important to my life than yours. Our nose is compared to,
let's face it.
mascot hero of time, Doodle. His nose is way more efficient than ours.
We're men. We can't smell anything to begin with.
No. What does this smell like? I don't fucking know.
How do I know? No, describe it for me. I have no sense of smell since I can't even remember one.
I mean, people
Anyway. Hey, no sense of smell, no sense of whatever. But hey,
Taste.
check out our internet website pages. We're typing on the box thing here.
Well, you don't need smell, but you do need a little taste, because we want you to hop on over here to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lugnutz podcast, spelt with a Z, because we're edgy. And we want you to stay tuned here to where we'll have all of our Luggy and Nutty content coming out in the future. And, of course, it does not matter if you drive a Ford or a Chevy, because nothing rolls without Lugnutz. We'll see you next week, gang. Until then, drive on! Earning your credits as always, man. Hero of time. Link Diablo. Yeah. Good boy. The original Lugnut fan. When we were only one Lugnut. And he was the nuttiest, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But we want to make sure you check out the Tales of the Hunted podcast, Nope or Dope podcast, as well as Silly Little podcast and all the podcasts. And until our next podcast, we love you, we miss you, and we want to see you next week. Until then, game on, boys and girls, and drive on. Bye-bye.
Drive on Lugnutz.
Now we are recording.
Oh, it's not October.
No, it's November.
It's November.
November 1st.
Right. No.
The day of our
Second.
Lord.
Second.
Second? Oh, Jesus.
No, it's the 4th.
What
Tomorrow's
day
the,
is it? What day
Tomorrow
is it?
is the most important day when they stop text messaging us and they leave us the fuck alone.
Look, right there. Spam detected.
I got back to my
Oh my God.
my phone at work. 20.
That's a lot, man. I mean, look, I get it. You want people to vote how you want them to, but you just have to understand. No.
Leave me alone.
Whew. I mean, and it's bad enough that it's not like
I can
it's
walk-
one
look.
or the other. You get a bunch of phone calls from them both.
And the text message is asking to vote already. No, I can walk 2 blocks
Over
that way.
Yeah. It's right over there.
Like,
I could literally go there tomorrow.
I can
We'll
almost
see.
see it from here.
We'll see. I mean, whew.
I can almost see the police station from here as well. Anyway.
We don't get political, but if we're talking about voting, gang, state of America needs to change.
That means this is about a week after the elections.
Yeah. But
We know nothing about that. But what we do know,
we want you to hit that subscribe button right there, right above my head. That's going to be the very best perch hangers and wall hangers video for you in the media network. Right above Big Brother's head is going to be every single Lugnutz podcast in a playlist for you. Over 170 of them. We're the longest running podcast on the Purge Hangers and Wall Hangers Media Network. And until next time, drive on.
Drive on Lugnutz.